And joining us now are In Touch Weekly senior editor Amy Palmer, contributor to Care.com, Dr. Robbie Ludwig, and relationship coach Matt Titus.
Before we get to them, though, I want to read some breaking news to you. Bullock's husband, Jesse James, has just released this statement. There is only one person to blame for this whole situation, and that is me. It's because of my poor judgment that I deserve everything bad that's coming my way. This has caused my wife and kids pain and embarrassment beyond comprehension, and I'm extremely saddened to have brought this on them. I am truly sorry for the grief I have caused them. I hope one day they can find it in their hearts to forgive me. Have we heard enough of these lame excuses and apologies one-on-one? I mean, what was he thinking while he was doing it? There'd be no consequences?
If you're going to cheat, you better cheat with somebody who has much skin in the game as you do. She is single, he is married, he is at risk, it's a stupid move. And one other thing, if you're going to cheat, would you rather cheat with America's sweetheart or a hot biker chick? Now let's think about that for a minute.
It has nothing to do with the other woman being prettier, sexier. Sometimes it's just another woman and it's more exciting. Or it just feels different than the sex you're actually having with your wife. And people in the moment think they're not going to get caught. They're in denial. So they don't think about what's going to happen when they're discovered.
It's also about the power dynamic. I mean, let's not forget that Sandra Bullock is a real power woman in Hollywood.
Right. And
Jesse James, yeah, he's famous, but she is America's sweetheart. So what does that do to his self-esteem? I'm sure we'll talk about that.
But, you know, the truth of the matter is this could have happened even if he was not with a powerful woman. It's in him to be inclined to cheat.
Right. Now, do you think it's one thing to be cheated on, but it's another thing to be cheated on in this way, in such a public way? How do you think that she's handling this?
Well, here's where it's different. There's the humiliation factor.
Absolutely.
So it becomes very public, and a lot of times these women don't want to look like doormats, that they're taking their husbands back prematurely, or that they can't stand up for themselves. But the bottom line is, you know, these two couldn't work it out if they want to. They need some private time so they can figure out why this happened and how they can work through it if that's what they decide to do.
Which is hard to do in Hollywood.
This man he's not a forward-thinking male. He lives in the moment, like Robbie said. He doesn't think about the repercussions of his actions, and he has really almost destroyed his life. This is going to be a long way back for him, and it's really, I mean, texting. What's up with these people? Texting. Don't text unless you want your mother, your daughter, or your best friend to see it. And they're going to be everywhere, forever.
But also, that's like the Tiger Woods scandal. I can't tell you how much reporting I did that, how technology was the downfall of Tiger Woods.
Speaking of reporting, I know that you guys broke this story.
Yeah.
How did you first learn about it? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, we have been tracking this story. It just comes down to great reporting. We did a lot of interviews with mutual friends. We really, I mean, if you've read the interview in Touch Weekly, we did a very thorough interview with her. She was very specific about certain things. So if people were to question the credibility of our reporting, we were very specific about a lot of different things. We gave dates, we showed text messages, we showed emails, and it was very clear that there was a relationship going on.
Did her publicist tell Sandra? Is that how she found out?
Tell Sandra?
Yeah.
We don't know how Sandra found out, but we know that she's obviously devastated, and she has left him. She has left the home that they are sharing.
Right. Yeah, one of the things that we had heard earlier in the day was that the publicist was the first person that actually called her. Can you imagine getting that phone call? So this is a biker guy whose former wife was a tattooed porn star, and I'm just curious about how. I mean, is this the first time he's cheated on her? What do you know about that?
We don't know about any women in the past, but I did interview Janine Lindermulder a few years ago, who is his ex-wife, and she really fits the type of this woman, Michelle. Tattooed, wild child, much more the type of woman that he's prone to be involved with.
Nothing like Sandra.
Nothing like Sandra Bullock. So, yes. So it wasn't surprising to see that he really has a type.
And also, too, this is done a lot in Hollywood. So if you're living in Hollywood and you're surrounded by people who are cheating, you minimize really the impact it can have, and you normalize it.
Well, that was the question I had, too, this talk of the Oscar curse. Do you think that it's actually, there's a curse the Oscar curse, or do you think that it's just the pressures of Hollywood?
I think it's the pressures of Hollywood, and it's also about women being elevated to a certain status. They have all this attention. They have worldwide attention. They're on the red carpet. Their man might be behind them holding their bag, and you have to wonder what that does to their psyche.
So when you're having an affair, you're getting a lot of attention.
Right.
And a lot of attention.
Can two stars really make it? I mean, I don't.
Very good question.
I don't really think they can. I'll be honest. The Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt thing, I personally think it's not even real. Yeah. I think that that whole relationship is the result of it's a front.
And
exactly.
of course, it's much more difficult when it's the woman that's got more of the power than the man, and the man is, no matter how far we've evolved, there's still this kind of jealousy that I think could probably be a part of it when you're talking about the self-esteem.
Especially if you have two people who enjoy being in the limelight, it might lead them to be more competitive with one another. But relationships are difficult no matter what. So,
from a man's point of view, what do you think about that? Do you think that the men are jealous of the power?
I think that he has so much opportunity all the time that it's very hard for him to resist, and he was weak, and he just went with his instinct. And think about it. If you're a celebrity, from a look, a stare, you can have any woman in the room. That has to be hard to resist all the time.
But the way that they came together was through email. She friend requested him.
What's wrong with people?
And then he looked at her and was like, can we meet?
Can I just say, though, that they are still beyond anything else. There are a lot of people in this audience that's watching right now where there have been affairs, there have been heartache. It's heartbreaking no matter if you're a giant movie star or if you are a short order cook. It's still one of those situations where it's painful and it's hard, and people need to be understanding.
But people do get through it, so it is possible to get through to the other side.
Monogamy's tough. It's a lot of work, and this stuff can happen. So you have to have communication open. You have to be in it to win it. You have to be a team, and you have to live your lives.
Well, the thing also that I found interesting is she waited until she was 40 years old to get married. She wanted to make sure it was right, and that's what's so devastating. She's also,
I also can't imagine her not being an amazing wife. Look at the speech she gave. But be an amazing wife and still be cheated on. I think that's important for people to realize.
Yeah, so very close to his 5-year-old daughter, Sunny. So
do we believe that these mistresses really think that they're not together? Do they really think they're going to leave the wife?
No, I think they have probably another agenda. Like maybe she wants a job on television.
Touche.
In fact, when I read, her ex-husband said this was her payday.
Yes, well, obviously she's all over the paper. She's, in our magazine, so she got a lot of press.
Right.
Yeah. It worked. We have to run, but what do you guys think she'll do?
I think she'll get a column in a paper.
The mistress.
Yes, the mistress. I don't think that Sandra Bullock will take him back. Absolutely not. It's too late.
Yeah, I agree.
She's been humiliated too much.
Absolutely.
She might move on.
Yeah. Well, we will find out. Thank you all so much for being with us, Amy, Matt,
Thank
Robbie.
All right, well, this sounds like the perfect weekend to spend outside.